The Yamaha MT-09 SP, what a motorcycle this is. Seriously, the spec sheet does not do it justice. If you're looking at a naked, definitely consider one of these. The experience is second to none. The looks might not be to everyone's fancy. I'm not particularly a fan of the way this bike looks, but the experience more than makes up for it. So how streetable is the MT-09 SP? Well, let's jump on and find out, shall we? Because this bike, as uninspiring as it might be on the spec sheet, honestly, the spec sheet doesn't tell the whole story. I've had so much fun on this bike. You definitely need to go and check out our review, our first impressions ride review of the Yamaha 2024 MT-09 SP. But the fact that the wheelie control, the traction control, will let you wheelie it like that in first gear without flipping you over, I mean, it just screams fun, and it encourages you to do wheelies. It's got a quick shifter as well. I mean, if I had one of these bikes, I'd be spending all of my time in first gear just pulling wheelies like that. Traction control is on, wheelie control is on, and it lets you wheelie it, and I love that. That's what adds to the whole excitement and endearment of these kinds of bikes, these naked bikes. I mean, it is incredibly quick. In fact, it feels a lot quicker than the spec sheet would imply as well. But my gosh, what? There's a lot of vibrations and things like that. It's not that refined, I don't think, as an experience, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The fact that it feels so raw is part of the attraction for me about this bike. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about this motorcycle. It's been a real eye-opener for me. The vibes that this bike gives me are exactly the same as what I got when I test rode my Z H2. And I ended up walking away with that bike. I was like, I have to have one right now. And this bike is giving me the exact same feelings, the exact same emotions, the exact same experience. But this is in a significantly lighter package. Z H2 is what? 230, 240 kilograms wet. This is less than 200. I mean, and the fact that you can cruise it as well, you can just ride it normally and gently and just ride it like you would every day, just makes this bike just so versatile. It makes it a sleeping giant in a lot of ways. It's just all fun. This bike is screaming fun at me, but with a lot of comfort, an incredible amount of comfort. Love it. Honestly, absolutely love it, and I may have to buy one. I'm not joking. And it has all the features that you want as well. I mean, yeah, it's got that TFT, which I did make a comment on was a bit small. It's got the cruise control as well. It's got the quick shifter. It's got the adjustable forks and the rear shock. What more do you want? This is honestly just blown me away. It really has. What a motorcycle. If only it had a slightly bigger dash. You know, that's really nitpicky there. If it had a slightly bigger dash. Not that it matters. You can see the main things that you need to see really clearly. You can see the speed that you're doing. You can see the gear that you're in. You can see the RPMs nice and clearly. It's minimalist. This whole bike is minimalist. The way how it's designed, the way how it looks. Wow. Honestly, just wow. What a motorcycle. As much as I try to be as, I say objective, but all of this are opinions, so of course, naturally it is subjective, but in comparing it to other motorcycles that I have ridden, well, you know, I like to try and give these bikes a bit of a ranking in my head in terms of the experience, and this is up there. This is 100% up there, maybe next to my Z H2. Seriously. Yeah. The experience is second to none. You won't regret buying one of these bikes. And yes, I know that they're 10 grand on the road, but it's better than paying what I paid for my Z H2, which was like 17, 18 grand on the road. And you're getting an experience that is almost there. Almost as good. The Z H2, yeah, it's got a load more horsepower. It's got more torque. But that's really all that it's got going for it over this bike here. In terms of the street riding experience, this is as good as the Z H2. Totally surprising, I know. What a bike. And that's the thing, as a motorcycle manufacturer, that's what you've got to do. As soon as someone has an interest in your bike and they test ride it, you've got to make them think straight away, yes, this is the motorcycle I need. And you want them to not even bother test riding anything else, you know? And that's what this motorcycle offers. Seriously, this is one of those bikes where once you've ridden it, you want it in your garage. And that is no exaggeration. Seriously good. Out of this world good. And I'm so incredibly surprised at how good this bike really is. I really didn't think much of it, because you look at the spec sheet, it's not much to write home about. But when you get on it, it feels like a bike that is producing 200 horsepower and it's producing 150 newton meters of torque. That's how it feels to ride. That's why I never like to look at a spec sheet and think, oh, it's not going to be that great, is it? Because it's got less horsepower and less torque than this. It doesn't matter. You don't look at the torque numbers or the horsepower numbers on the spec sheet. Ride the bike and then make your mind up. And of course, this experience isn't going to be for everyone. All right, this is a thrill seeker, adrenaline junkie experience, as a lot of motorcycle enthusiasts want, but it is not for everyone. I'll make that perfectly clear for you. All right, there are going to be other bikes out there that are more suited for you, that don't have as much torque, and that don't have that scare factor. You know what I mean? This bike does have that scare factor if you're not careful and if you're not ready for it. The throttle response, especially in the full power mode here, is very direct and abrupt. It doesn't feel like all or nothing though, you know. You do feel like you can roll it on gradually and you get more power, obviously, the more you pull back on the throttle, but oh man, I'll never get bored of that. Never get bored of that. Oh, that's the thing, isn't it? I don't like to consider looks either, because this bike for me is a fairly ugly motorcycle. I'm not much of a fan. I like the way the front end is designed and kind of like how the fairing is designed around the tank. I like the colour, but around like the rear seat, I like to have a little bit of fairing there just to kind of finish it off. It kind of feels unfinished in a way, but that doesn't matter anymore. that really doesn't matter. The experience that you get, remember, you're the only one, you're the sole person that is going to be riding the bike. All that matters is that experience. And this has it in spades. Truly, truly just incredible. And I've loved every second that I've had on this awesome bike. This bike is quick. Very, very quick. That is awesome. Wowee. Yeah. This is one of those bikes I think I have to buy. And the thing is, I don't like to feel like this, but it almost seems like we're limited on time now to buy and experience these bikes. You know, we've got 15, well, maybe 15 years. It's more like 10 years, but maybe 10, 15 years to buy these bikes from new and get this experience. I mean, speechless. Totally speechless. This is just out of this world good fun. And the thing is, out of all the bikes that I have test rode so far and done reviews on, yes, they're all bikes that I would own. But this one makes me want it now. You know what I mean? Makes me want it now, right now, like the ZH2 did, right now. But I can't, you know. I haven't got the money right now, unfortunately. But if I had the means, oh, if I had the means. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Honestly, man, what a bike, and I hope this bike stays around. I really do. This is one of those motorcycles that really blows you away. Takes your breath away, both emotionally and physically. Literally. Yeah, man, what a motorcycle. This is just fantastic. Can't say enough good things about this bike, honestly. At the end of the day, you know, you can nitpick this bike as much as you like, but when you're sitting on it and you're riding it, that's really all that matters. Is what the experience feels like from a rider's perspective. And it's like this bike is totally geared towards that, totally designed for experience first and foremost. It will sacrifice its looks, it will sacrifice maybe a little bit of comfort, it will sacrifice maybe certain features, but the experience is first and foremost. That's kind of like the impression that I've got of this bike in the short time that I've had with it. Absolutely love it. Thing is as well, the more I ride it, the more I'm enjoying it. So it's kind of it's making me really sad that I've got to let this bike go. Give it back to the garage. I really don't want to. What a bike. What a bike. I mean, one thing to point out is that if you're doing a test ride on one of these bikes, definitely put it in traction control and definitely put it into #1 drive mode, so you get the actual experience that I'm describing here. Because obviously the lower power levels and what have you, they're not gonna feel what this bike is meant to feel like, you know. It's gonna feel subpar. You turn on that full power mode and you'll know what I'm talking about. Why are you coming out this way? What are you doing, love? Oh, that is awesome, everyone. So look, honestly, this bike has my absolute wholehearted stamp of approval. What a bike this is. Go ahead and buy it. If you're looking at one of these, you will not regret it. Seriously, this has been fun. Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me on today's ride, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed it. Go ahead and check out our first impressions ride review of the Yamaha MT-09 SP. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any more of our videos going forward on Yamaha motorcycles. And we'll catch you all in the next video, everyone. Take care. Ride safe.